It's showtime. What is up, everybody? This is the Specific Chiropractic Centers coming to you live this Wednesday night with After Hours with the Specific. We got a bunch of people tuning in, saying what's up, coming from all over the state, maybe even different parts of the U.S. Let us know where you're coming from. Myself, there's probably a lot of people who don't know who I am, who don't know who the other docs are, maybe don't even know nothing about this clinic. Myself and Dr. Chris Brown, one of the docs at the Specific Chiropractic Centers. And we do this show every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., giving a little 10-minute nugget, each of us being real, down to earth with you guys, going in on health tips, going in on stuff that maybe we're working through, and just really just trying to provide a lot of value for you guys to be able to integrate back home. And we know there is a lot of people on tonight because we got a big fish in the bucket. More specifically, this bucket, as we are giving away an iPad Pro 2024 edition tonight. And there's someone in here. Notice it says it's Doctor, actually. This is a really big coffee mug, and there are a lot of names in here. We have not picked one yet because we didn't want to jinx that person. We want to give everybody a fair chance, and this will be announced soon. So please say what's up, say where you're coming from. There's some names that I don't recognize, so welcome. It's awesome to see you all. And this is going to be about 25, 30 minutes of just pure awesomeness, entertainment, and maybe some take-home nuggets. Where we're going, we got a guy from Florida. What is up, Eric Magnifico? I don't know how to pronounce it. What's up, Ashley? What's up, Josh? What's up, Grace? What's up, Kayla? We got a bunch of people tuning in. And let's get to it. Let's not waste any time. Like I said, we do these every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. And every single Wednesday, guess what? There's a giveaway. So if you're not present, you can't win. You have to be present to win. So everyone that's on right now, you have a chance to win. If we pull a name and it's not from that person, tough luck, Jerry. Don't know what to tell you. Anyways, we're going in. We're going in on something each individually, something that we're going through. And for myself, I'm actually about to be going to Waco, Texas tomorrow for a culmination of 3 months of work with a men's retreat with a bunch of other chiropractors throughout the U.S. With that being said, I wanted to go in a little bit on doctors that walk their own talk and some easy filters to identify doctors that don't walk their own talk, that just tell you the little tiny things that you should do for yourself that they don't actually do for themselves. So here's some easy ones real quick. Let me ask you this. Does your primary care doctor, can he or she do a push-up? A pull-up? When they go to eat lunch, is there a bunch of ingredients in their food that they can't pronounce? Do they eat something that maybe was in a field, and then now all of a sudden it's a Pop-Tart? Like, I'm sorry, but I don't think we could actually grow Pop-Tarts on a farm. Granted, for myself, I love s'mores Pop-Tarts. I don't know if anyone out there is a Pop-Tart fan, but s'mores Pop-Tarts are just, those things are tasty, also dangerous. For myself, why am I talking about this? What have I been doing for the past 3 months, and what have 90 others docs out there been doing for the past few months? It's been a lot of discipline. It's been a lot of self-mastery. It's been a lot of cleaning up the last 5-10% of ourselves and our own bad habits and our own little negative little vices that we might indulge in every once in a while. And it's been a steady, the first month was all about consistency, being diligent, developing that do it, stick to it muscle. And then in the second month, then it was really ramping up the intensity. And now this past month in February, it's been about just kind of easing back, actually eliminating some things, whether that be like social media, for example, or whether that be alcohol or drugs, or some people, it can even be anything that's negative, just spending time on a screen. You can always make your own cookbook. Your lunches always look awesome. Yeah, so one thing I do is I try to eat all my food like per category, whereas some people, they like to have like that balanced plate every single time. I actually learned last year I did a 4-day and a 5-day fast. So 96 hours, 120 hours fasted. And yes, my system was a little bit jacked up at the end of those. That was tough, but I had to learn how to break a fast, because it's not only is breaking a fast very important, but also what you eat first. And I learned that the sequence order of events they have to do is really strategic, because we because we basically just gave our organs a vacation. If we think about it, like we've been eating probably almost every hour to 2 hours of our life, with the longest gap probably being maybe 12 hours ever, the longest gap. And there's probably people out there. I used to be one. I used to be one where I had to wake up and the first thing I did was I had to eat a big egg scramble. I literally could not go an hour into my day without eating a big egg scramble. And that's a sign of metabolic inflexibility. If you can't handle going without food, that's a sign of metabolic inflexibility. Think about humans, 2,000, 5,000 years ago. How many days do they have to endure without food? They didn't have access to hunting deer every single day. They didn't have access to picking berries every single day. They had to literally go days without eating. And our genes, we have primitive genetics coded into our cells that are able to allow us to adapt and handle that. Now, when we go to break a fast, it's really important to take it easy, to ease into it and build up into it. So the first thing was having something really light that's really good for your gut lining. So one of the recommendations was bone broth. So when I do prolonged fast, the first thing I have is bone broth. Second thing, it has glycine in it, which is really good for gut tissue, gut lining. Every 3 days, every 72 hours, we have a new gut tube. So part of when we have bowel movements, we're actually flushing away our gut lining. And when we eat, it damages the gut lining and sloughs off some of the cells. So we have to repair that day in and day out. Second thing in that sequence was a probiotic. So like Greek yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, something that's really light, that's easily digestible, because we're actually trying to warm our stomach and our small intestine and our gallbladder. We're trying to warm it up to remind it, like, hey, remember, like, this is your job. This is your role. I know we just took vacation a little bit, but let's start getting things primed up a little bit. Then the second thing, the thing after that was steamed vegetables. So like maybe a sweet potatoes are really good, or like carrots, or maybe broccoli or asparagus, like something that's steamed, cooked. You don't want to have it raw because that's a little bit too intense if you're in that fasted state. But notice how they just had the vegetables in one little category. They didn't have the vegetables with the yogurt. They had the vegetables with maybe after it. They just had it in one spot. All your veggies, boom, boom. And then it was cooked meat. Singular, just like a mono meal, just cooked meat. So like turkey or chicken or steak, whatever it is. And then when I did that fast, I thought to myself, like, what if I just ate like this every day? What if I broke? Because technically every day when we sleep, we wake up. Technically every day we do fast. So what if you just broke every day and ate that same order? So literally since I did that first one back in April, almost a year ago, about 11 months ago, was when I did my first 96-hour one. Every day since then, I've eaten in that sequence of yogurt, something light, and then smoothie, still something that's easily digestible. The second thing I eat after that is eggs. That's still a little bit easily digestible. I throw in some beans in there too, because that's like plant protein and also plant carbohydrates. Typically, if we're going to be consuming carbohydrates, we do not want to have we don't want to have processed carbohydrates. So getting plant sources from that is an excellent way to ensure that we're actually getting complex carbs that still contain macro and also micronutrients. Then the third thing I call it my veggie bucket, but it's literally just all my veggies put into place. So it'll be like bell peppers, beans, olives. I love sweet potatoes, like the orange ones, the purple ones, the white ones. Super bomb, literally tastes like candy. And then as a salad dressing, here's the best salad dressing: olive oil and balsamic, 1 tablespoon each, mix together, whip it up, dump it in the veggie bucket, smack. The last thing is a little meat bucket, a little protein bucket. Typically you want to keep that under about 50 grams protein. If you eat over 50 grams of protein, it's going to go down a sugar pathway. So it'll actually get converted into tissue or muscle or amino acids that you're hoping it will. So you want to try to keep it around a little bit below 50. And then, so that's like maybe some chicken, maybe some ground beef, maybe a steak, and then just for me personally, I just throw a bunch of potatoes, some brown rice in there to meet my carbohydrate count. But that is a sequence and order of events in which I eat things. And since then, I've pretty much maintained the same exact weight. I track my amount of calories that I intake, track the same amount of weight. And I basically dropped, I think, 10% body fat. So went from about 20 down to 10. And then also increased 20 pounds of muscle. Probably actually working out less just eating clean, eating consistent, and being hyper diligent and disciplined with what it is I'm putting into my body, because our bodies should be like a Ferrari or a Bugatti or a Corvette. And if I own a Ferrari, especially if I own a Bugatti, I'm making sure that my fuel that I'm putting into there is high octane. That's going to allow me to play this game of life on easy mode. Now, I'm going to be wrapping this up. We have 2 more docs on. Hopefully you guys got some takeaways. I would love to hear some takeaways in here right now from that little, some pieces I just dropped about fasting and stuff. So comment your takeaways. Also, like I said, typically we have people comment the thing we're giving away, but we actually have all the names of those eligible, those who downloaded our app, the Specific Centers, of those who subscribed to our YouTube channel, the Specific Chiropractic Centers AR, and then also those who tagged people. Like I said, we cataloged everybody. We're going to be picking them very soon, very short. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. And like I said, we do these every single Wednesday at 6:30. I'm Dr. Chris, the Specific.
My friends, happy Wednesday to you. As Dr. Chris said, he brought a ton of value. If you got a lot of value from this, just post it in the comments. And I want to make sure I preface something real quick. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Cameron Daniels. I'm one of the docs here at the Specific Chiropractic Centers. Most of you are on here to win an iPad. Okay, most of you are on here to win an iPad, but I encourage you to take these little nuggets that we're talking about and apply them to practice. Okay, yes, the iPad is going to happen. If the person's on tonight, we're gonna, so you can see all the different names in there. We're gonna draw for the iPad tonight. If the person's on, we'll actually just rerun it next week. You have to be live to win. You have to be here to win. And so the thing is, if you're not, we're just gonna go ahead and move it to next week. But again, you're here for an iPad. But I want you to be here to be able to take very valuable things from what the doctors are saying. My friends, today is actually a very emotional topic for me to talk about. I'm going to be very vulnerable with you. I'm going to be talking about setbacks. For those of you that don't know or that don't see this, I have a crutch right here. On Monday at 5:15 a.m. this week, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. I went up. We were doing sprints, burpee sprints. I went down, came up, did the burpee, and I went to go take the sprint off, and my Achilles tendon just went. I fell on the ground, grabbed my ankle. Dr. Grant was working out with me and a bunch of other guys. I grabbed my ankle, and I was like, I thought someone was messing with me. I was like, who just threw a ball at me or something? And then I looked down at my ankle, and my Achilles tendon is just nowhere to be seen. This happened on Monday. Very emotional day for me, because for those of you that don't know, an Achilles tendon rupture is something that's very difficult to recover from. And we're not difficult to recover from, but it's a very long process. And so I'm working through something right now, and it's called setbacks. Before we talk about it, I want to make sure that you join your YouTube channel. If you're watching this, please subscribe. But also, if you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor right now. Go ahead and press the like button, because that really helps the algorithm. It can help other people be able to listen to stuff like this as well, to help encourage and push them for a happier, healthier Arkansas. So let's talk about setbacks. When it happened, I was almost in shock. I couldn't believe it. Got super nauseous. Ended up, guys ended up taking me out, and I ended up sitting there. And about halfway through, they were still working out. And I was just kind of sitting there, kind of trying to rally exactly what happened. And I was sitting there and I thought, you know what? I need to flip a switch. I need to be able to stop thinking. And, Dr. Grant's been really good at coaching me through this. And so has other guys in the group that we work out with. They encourage me to journal, why is this happening for you, not to you? And that's a big mental shift, because most people that are watching this that suffer from a chronic health condition, they understand that. They understand, okay, why is this happening to me? We tend to say that in our minds. And the reality is, think about, why is this happening for me? I felt called to be able to do this type of workout. And then this happened as a result of it. So some of you may be asking, well, how the heck is he in the clinic 2 days after the tendon rupture? And it's because I wanted to be able to make that mental shift. I wanted to be able to show myself. I'm not trying to prove anyone anything, but I'm trying to prove to myself that I'm able to continue to battle through this. And for those of you out there, you don't have to battle alone. And that's where a good clinician comes in, a good provider. For me, I don't have to do this alone. I have two solid doctors in here, Dr. Chris and Dr. Grant, who helped me when patients came in. They rested them for me. They rested them for me. They brought them into my room for me, and I scanned them and I checked them to see if they had to be adjusted. And if they did, I provided an adjustment, and then we went to go rest them again. And that's how it was for most of the day. And then at the end of the day, it got really hard because it kind of started flaring up. Then I just had to sit on the floor for a second, be very transparent. I had to sit on the floor for a second and just think, like, because I started getting that mentality of, oh my goodness, like, why is this happening to me? And again, it's not happening to me. It's happening for me. Your chronic health condition, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. And I truly believe that if you're watching this and you do suffer from a chronic health condition, it's by no accident that you're here. Yes, you're here for an iPad Pro. I understand that. $1,000 or more, really more, of a giveaway, and that's going to happen. But my big encouragement today is to not sit here and tell you, look how great Dr. Cam is because he's able to, finish the day with a torn Achilles tendon and stuff like that. But it's to really encourage someone out there that keep pushing, keep going through, because you never know when your breakthrough is going to come through. Okay. This is kind of taking me back in terms of how I'm going to have to process and work through this, because the recovery is about 3 to 6 months, 3 months to get the tendon sort of back attached. I'm looking at going the non-surgical route. And so 3 months to get the tendon to start to kind of reconnect itself. And then about 6 months. So another 3 months. And at month 6, I'm able to actually start doing full activity again. And so I just wanted to talk about setbacks. I wanted to let you know, listen, our doctors are human too, right? I mean, we take care of people all day. We absolutely love it. That's why I also wanted to show up. I by no means hate taking care of people. If I did, there's no way I'd be in the clinic. There's no way that Grant would be in the clinic. There's no way that Chris would be in the clinic when they have injuries. But we show up because we know that there's people out there that rely on us because they've been burned by so many other doctors. For the one that's listening to this and they know that, I want you to understand that you are not alone. Keep pushing through. Ask for help. I'm a guy. Okay, that's really hard for me to do, is to ask for help. And I think that's a very common characteristic. Ask for help, push through, and just see what the process looks like. And most importantly, enjoy the process, because for me, it's going to be a 3 to 6 month healing journey, and I just got to take it day by day. I just have to take it day by day. Rehab, trying to keep weight off it, and just kind of working my way through it. And, we don't do this for any other reason. And you can ask my wife, Megan. We don't do this for any other reason except for our patients. Because when I say that we treat our patients and we love our patients like family, it would have been a disservice for none of us to be able to show up today. So I hope you guys got value from this. More of a motivational and kind of talk. We have Dr. Grant Dennis coming on here. He's going to close us out. You want to be here for the giveaway. We're going to be able to give it away. I hope you guys got a ton of value from not only what I said, what Dr. Chris said. He said a lot of amazing stuff. And every single week we're on here. Every single week. So I can hear me.
What's up? After Hours Live. I think we got close to 40 of you on here right now. I'm going to pretend like you guys are here to listen to us, but really, we know why you're really here. It's because somebody's up in this cup. It's been to win that iPad. Before we get to that, I, of course, want to pour a little bit of knowledge and some value into you guys. Super appreciate all of you guys jumping on here. Looks like we're at 42 right now. It's by far and away one of our highest viewerships, and the internet is not broke. It's amazing. So here's the other thing too. I was gonna say, if Melanie Albert wins tonight, the $1,000 iPad, tomorrow, Melanie, we are going to Vegas, and I want to go to Vegas with you because you are the luckiest by far person. You have walked away with 4 different things that you've won already. I think you won a $100 Arthur's gift card, a $50 Everbowl gift card, Lululemon. I mean, the list goes on. If Melanie Albert wins tonight, we're going to Vegas tomorrow. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Yeah, I know that. I know you guys got a lot of value out of Dr. Cam and Dr. Chris, everything they just dropped real quick. And the biggest thing we just try to be is of value and of authenticity with you guys. And the first thing I want to talk about in authenticity is I always go straight into like what I feel like is something of massive value to you. And I'm going to certainly get to that. But I was talking with somebody today, and I was talking about my Mount Rushmore of actors. And I'm just curious, when it comes to actors or actresses, the Mount Rushmore of actors and actresses, what are yours? Drop it in the comments. I would love to know who you guys think like top. So I'm just going to give you mine real quick. I think there's 4 heads on Mount Rushmore. Is that right, guys? There's 4. There's 4 heads on Mount Rushmore. I'm pretty sure there's 4 heads. And so my first by far and away is Denzel Washington. And I was arguing this with this guy, and I was like, listen, Denzel Washington is by far and away got to be on my Mount Rushmore of actors and actresses. My second is, I don't know what it is about this particular gal, but she is amazing. I like Emily Blunt. I don't know. I'm just gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be transparent there. I think Emily Blunt is a great actress. Feel free, guys, just jump in here in the comments real quick and post who you guys are. So that's 2. I got 2 more to go. I don't know what it is. I'm a Dumb and Dumber guy. I see Jay Lucas here, John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Meryl Streep, Katharine Hepburn. Those are all super great. I grew up watching John Wayne. That's super great. Clint Eastwood, what was it? Clint Eastwood was famous for was it The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? But he had a line. I forget the line now. It was a super good line. Gosh, that's gonna drive me nuts. I think it's I can't think of it right now. Meryl Streep. Okay, you know what? Meryl Streep is great. We had a conversation about Meryl Streep today. I had to go 2 guys and 2 gals just because it's fair. And then my other one is Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, I grew up watching Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura. I know some of you are going to be like, okay, Dumb and Dumber's dumb. You got to be kidding me. Really, Jim Carrey? I love Jim Carrey. Morgan Freeman, Elise. Morgan Freeman definitely is a good one. I hear his voice everywhere. I feel like every time I go into like book mode and I'm in a serious book I'm reading, I go into my Morgan Freeman voice off Shawshank. Anyway, good to see you, Becca. Good to see so many of you guys and gals out here today. And my last one on the Mount Rushmore, I'm going to get some controversy for this. It's cool. Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman was my other one. Nicole Kidman's been like 150 movies that were good. And she's married to Keith Urban, not Heath Ledger. Oh, almost Heath Ledger. Big difference. Big difference. Here's what I'm jamming on today. Some of you guys were posting up and talking about fasting. I'm seeing here Jim Carrey, Madeline Kahn. Let's see. Oh, Make My Day. Yes, Teresa. That's it. Go ahead. Make My Day. That's what I was looking for there. Adam Sandler. Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio. See, I mean, it's tough. Keanu Reeves. I mean, it's tough. The Mount Rushmore. I mean, that's super tough. We'll get back to that. Maybe we'll poll that. And see what the consensus is. You guys were asking about fasting. Chris is our resident expert on fasting. If I'm being honest, my man's done a 96-hour fast before. Folks, I'll just tell you, I struggle with fasting. I like to eat. I love to eat. Shows sometimes. I don't love food. I like food. You're not supposed to, because you're not supposed to put things in, but I like to eat. I'm not gonna lie. Tom Hardy. Yeah. I mean, Cillian Murphy, dude, I just, that's tough, man. You only put 2. Mount Rushmore should have 20 heads. Should make a new Mount Rushmore. I want to talk about fasting just for a second, and then I'm going to get into the topic I really want to talk about. So when it comes to fasting, there's one particular thing that is an emphasis that I've learned from Chris when it comes to fasting. And the key to fasting is, and I think a lot of people get it twisted when it comes to fasting on like what a true fast is. A fast means you intake nothing. Like you drink nothing but water. And when you drink nothing but water, the key emphasis here is you must have electrolytes in your water. You have to have the ketone drops is what Chris advocates for. You also can do certain electrolyte packs. So you can do a salt and magnesium kind of cocktail. You must give yourself electrolytes, because if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to get a headache. You're going to get dehydrated. You're going to eliminate all of your electrolytes, and you are going to feel terrible. You're going to not feel the greatest either way. You're not going to feel the greatest anyways. But the way to get through that, and the way to kind of see the other side of the 24 hours and 48-hour fast, whether it's a water fast, is you have to have electrolytes. You must have electrolytes. The issue is like liquid IVs and the other, you got to be careful what gets put into that water, because it has sugars a lot of times. So if there's sugar in your, let's say you use liquid IV, you say, I'm going to do my electrolytes with liquid IV, but there's sugar in it. That's an issue, because now you just supplied your body sugars. And so now what's happening is you're not actually in a true state of fast. Because what we're trying to do with fasting is put you into ketosis. It has a lot of physiological effects. It has a lot of things that we know via research that definitely have health benefits. Boosts the immune system, puts you into ketosis, restarts your metabolic rate, your basal metabolic rate. It has a lot of great functions. But just some of you guys were commenting that you want a little bit more on fasting, so I'm just going to throw that in there as a bonus. Last thing is I'm going to talk about recovery. A lot of people ask and wonder, like, what does your recovery look like? And I'm here to tell you, a lot of people, when it comes to doing strenuous activities, so maybe you're one of those and you're like, every time I can't ever seem to get into a routine when it comes to working out. I can't ever get into a routine of exercise, or I'm trying to make like a push when it comes to my health journey. Like maybe I'm trying to exercise more. I'm joining a CrossFit gym, whatever it is. What I find oftentimes one of the biggest barriers and roadblocks to you getting your routine and your exercise regimen under control is you're planning for the exercises itself and you're planning your diet, but what you're not planning for is your recovery. So what tends to happen when you do that is then your body becomes really sore. Because you get sore and you don't recover properly, now you're predisposing yourself for injury, and then something happens. You pull something, you injure something. Dr. Cam was just talking about, rupturing an Achilles. Like, look, I mean, Cam prioritizes recovery. I know that, and still has something happen because look, when we're doing strenuous activity, our bodies, what tends to happen sometimes is we put ourselves in a vulnerable position. And his was just a freak accident. I was standing 5 feet from him. I saw it. I'm still traumatized from it. But the biggest thing is when you're doing exercise, you must plan and you must have in your regimen a recovery period. You must have some day or after. So for me, on Thursday afternoons is my dedicated recovery day. So I work out Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. I swim Tuesday morning. So I go pretty hard for 4 straight days. So I go Monday morning workout, Tuesday morning workout, which is swim in the water, non-joint, non-weight bearing, which, by the way, if you're looking for a good place to start, swim laps. Swimming laps and getting off of your joints, off your lower back joints, your knee joints. Maybe you're someone out there who has achy joints. Swimming is one of the best ways you can work out holistically and from a safety perspective. So I do a Monday morning workout really early. Tuesday morning is swim. Wednesday morning workout. Thursday is my planned recovery day. So what I do is on Thursday afternoons, I'm just going to break it down for you. I'm just going to give you my recovery routine. I'm just going to divulge it. A lot of docs out there be like, oh, here, click this for my 5-step recovery. I'm just going to give it to you. I'm just going to give you the recovery routine because I believe so strongly in it. And I think it's really, really good for you to do. Someone was asking about Element for electrolytes. Yep, we like Element. We like Element for electrolytes. We like Liquid IV so long as there's no sugar in it. You just got to get the sugar-free version. That's what you're looking for. You got to make sure you don't give your body any sugars because it defeats the purpose of a fast. You might as well eat a greasy burger if you're going to have electrolytes with sugars in it. So the rule of thumb with fasting is just get an electrolyte blend, something with no sugar. When it comes to recovery though, look, so what my routine looks like is I really like a Thursday afternoon because on Thursday morning, I like to knock out a lot of things that are so I like to do hip mobility exercises. So I like to do stretching, yoga. I like to do a lot of things that are going to open up my lower back and maybe areas that I'm stiff or sore. This is huge because let's say you did a strenuous couple of days of working out and you have to take a self-evaluation of your body. You have to be like, yeah, I'm sore in this area. I'm sore here. I'm stiff here. You got to say, okay, I need to open that area up. So whether it's pec stretches, your chest stretches, your back needs to be stretched out. The biggest ones, quads, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. You got to have that in your recovery routine. And then the best way to do that is stretching. And then I do foam rolling. So I like foam rolling. It foam rolls the fascia, pulls some of that inflammation out there, gives you good tensegrity with your fascia and your fascial systems of your body, pulls a lot of that inflammation out of there. So great stretching, foam rolling, that's where I start. Then from there, I usually will get an IV. I like to go and get an IV that has a lot of amino acids in it. The amino acids are what replenish my muscles and pulls out a lot of that lactic acid and refuels back the muscles up. So your taurines, all your lysines, your all that stuff, all the amino acid replenishment stuff, all the branch chain amino acids. You want that in an IV. The other thing you want to have is glutathione. Glutathione is going to clear out your liver, and the liver is huge because it's clearing out your lactic acid in your body, which is what produces delayed onset muscle soreness. So we need we need all the lactic acid pulled out of you, and you need a clean liver and a strong liver to do that. Glutathione will clear that out. Just an example, an IV therapy, really whatever you do, just for me, that's one thing that I really like to incorporate into my recovery. The next thing is a cold plunge and a hot sauna. I do infrared sauna 20 minutes. An 8-minute cold plunge, and another 20 minutes of infrared sauna. So I go 20-minute infrared sauna. Usually in that infrared sauna, I'll incorporate breath work as well. So I'm doing some Wim Hof breathing. I'm doing some guided meditative breath work. In that 20 minutes, I'm getting a good sweat going. My body, then my muscles and my blood flow will increase and my muscles will expand, and that's what's causing perspiration. Then as soon as you hop into a cold plunge, boom, 48 degrees minimum, maybe colder, about 6 to 8 minutes. What that does is it shocks your body into it has a lot of physiological effects, but the biggest thing that it's doing for you is it's making your body more resilient. That big zap or that big shock that you give it does wonders for your immune system, your metabolic activity. It's called thermogenesis. It'll actually increase your metabolism, help you lose weight, burn fat. Then I like to get back into the infrared sauna right after that, warm back up. So we're going from a state of increased extreme warmth into extreme cold, back into extreme warmth. That is the best way to recover achy joints, stiff muscles, and joints. And then what I'll usually finish from there is every now and then, about once or twice a month, I will also incorporate a massage. So I'll do a therapeutic massage twice a month. So every other Thursday, I'm getting one of those in. And then I'm prioritizing sleep on Thursday. And then I'm back at it again on Friday morning. And then I'm going to do something light Saturday. And I'm going to take Sunday off. So I always take Thursday and Sundays off. That's just what works for me. You got to find what works for you. It's just an example. Before we give that iPad away, just keep in mind, you got to be present. So stick around. But if you guys have any questions about recovery, and the biggest thing is, yes, like Mitsu said, you got to work up to this routine. So maybe you're not one who's going to get 3 or 4 or 5 days of workouts in. That's totally fine. A good place to start is 2 days of working out, 2 days of recovery, 3 days of rest. Then work up to 3 days of working out, 2 days of recovery, 2 days of rest. Then go 4 days of working out, 2 days recovery, 1 day rest. And you get the gist. You're just kind of working your way up. But the biggest thing that I find most oftentimes people neglect and they don't pay enough attention to is they're not prioritizing recovery, and it's not on their calendar. It's not in their schedule. Their workouts are. And so then they just, over time, what happens is you're burning your body down and it's never recovering, and it's just not sustainable. And then what happens is you predispose yourself for injury. You predispose yourself for sprain, strain, muscle pulls, that kind of stuff, which kills your momentum. You got to prioritize recovery. And then the last thing on recovery I want to talk about is your supplementation. You must have appropriate supplements. I talked about IV therapy a little bit and what to put in those to help you get that recovery process jump started, but you must have good supplementation. What are good ones for that? We'll share with that on a later episode because we're running out of time here. We're going to do this giveaway. You guys ready? So here's what we did. We went through, we compiled all the people who tagged 3 people on our Facebook posts, subscribed to the YouTube channel, downloaded the app. And here's what's going to happen. I'm going to reach into here and I'm going to grab a name. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a lot of names in there, ton of names. Appreciate all of you guys jumping in here. And we're going to do this probably once a month. We're going to have a real big giveaway. And then each Wednesday, we do this every single Wednesday. We are committed to doing this every Wednesday, and we have been since January 1st. Reason for that is because we are empowering our communities that we want to make. Our vision is to make Arkansas the happiest, healthiest state in existence. I don't know any other way to do it than to come to you at least once a week, even if you're not clients of ours, especially if you're clients of ours, to bring you some extra value outside of the office. So what we do is we pop on every Wednesday and we give some. We've been doing Everbowl gift cards, Arthur's gift cards, Lululemon. We're going to start reaching into our distribution channels. We've done massages. We do all kinds of stuff, but we really just want to bring you value and give away something, and really more importantly, allow you to access some of the other people in our communities that we work with so you can experience their work as well on our dime. Now, if you don't get it, here's the thing. If whoever I draw in this right now, if they are not present tonight, here's how that's going to work. You have to be present. If I draw your name, you have to comment in the comments and say, I'm here. And we're going to give you a minute. So just rest assured, we're going to give you some time. We're going to give you about a minute, because after a minute, if you're not here, then that's an issue, because now you texted the person and told them, hey, you just got drawn. You got to pop on. They pop up for 2 seconds. Well, that's not fair to you guys who stuck around this long. So what's going to happen is if they are not present, what we're going to do is we're going to put their name back in it, and we're going to draw again next Wednesday. And we're just going to keep doing it every Wednesday until somebody is present and wins. You guys ready? Somebody's got to post in the comments. I'm ready. Someone's got to post in the comments. I am ready. And we're going to do this thing. Keep in mind, too, while we're doing this, somebody post up. We're ready. We're ready, Dr. Grant. Draw my name. The reason I want to talk about recovery is because Bruce Lipton said in The Biology of Belief, the body can either be in a state of growth and repair at the same time. It is either in a state of growth or it is in a state of repair, but it cannot be in both at the same time. My question for you is your system in a state of growth or is it in a state of repair? If it's in repair, then you must recover. If it's in a state of growth, feed the beast. That's the key. All right, I see the readies coming. Yep, so Cam's going to draw. I'm going to bring our resident producer in here, Cam, to that way you can pull up. You guys should see our production. It's actually really, you guys would be so proud of us as doctors. We are media level. So I'm going to have you pull up the timer.
Yep.
So you guys can actually see this. We're going to do 1 minute. I'm going to reach in here. And I am going to pick a name. Any name.
Here we
right,
go.
Timer. Here we go. Let's see who we got right here. Here's the name. I haven't picked it yet. Here's the name. The name is Evelyn Melissa Hernandez. Oh, Chris, put that up there so they can see the name. Evelyn Melissa Hernandez. Are you on? Evelyn, I wish we had the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Evelyn Melissa Hernandez. Oh,
Doesn't
I don't see her yet.
like.
I don't see her yet. How much time?
We have 20 seconds left.
Oh,
It's not gonna happen.
she is going to be sick. Teresa Hernandez. How about Teresa Hernandez? Close. Close, Teresa. your name was
Here it
Evelyn
is.
Melissa.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, no.
There it is.
Wow, wow, wow.
That's tough.
Wow. That's a bummer. But hey, here's the good news though. She wasn't on, which it's not great news. But the better news is for all of you guys who are still on, that name goes back in there. And next Wednesday, we're going to do this again. And next week, we're going to up the ante. We are going to continue to up the ante, and we're going to do another giveaway. And we know you downloaded the app, Grace, because what we do is whenever we see the 3 names tagged, we take your name and the 3 names, and we have it in our database, and we can go and check and ensure that the app was downloaded. So we know. All we can see is first initial, and last name. So we know. Unless you're like Brad Smith or Drew Smith, because there's like 500 of those, then we just go ahead and assume that you have it. Just go ahead and assume. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this evening. Come back next week, next Wednesday. And listen, somebody's going to win. We're going to keep doing this until somebody wins. Somebody will be a big winner. We just appreciate you guys popping on here on this Wednesday and spending your Wednesday with us. As always, we're just here to be a resource. We're here to bring you guys value, have a lot of fun. One of our core values is to be thorough and professional. And really just part of that is just to have fun. We're human. We're transparent. We like to have fun with you guys and provide value. And we love what we do. If you can't tell, we have a great time doing it. Until next Wednesday, folks, we're going to be back same time next Wednesday, 6:30, exact same channel, exact same time. Somebody's going to win, and it's going to be you. But until then, you're going to have to make do with the iPhone for just a little bit longer until that iPad Pro makes its way into your lovely paws. Folks, until then, I hope y'all have a great week. Go out there, and remember, if you need anything from us ever, always reach out to us. We'd love to be your most trusted health advisor. Until next week, see ya.